is not made, there's not apply. Kind of the same thing with the 2 20-minute halves in men's college basketball.
2 big free throws missed by Kaylee Coffey. The Norse have left quite a few points at the free throw line here tonight. And there's a timeout by Milwaukee. Kyle Recklitz, the head coach for the Panthers, calling a 30-second timeout. We heard her right before play started back up. She was talking to Michaela Schmelzer, who's been her point guard. She says right now possessions are key, and she's drawing up a possession here offensively.
Yeah, and that's because the reason she's the point guard tonight is because of the absence of Kelsey Cunningham, along with Jenny Lindner.
Motor City Madness shifting to the brand new Little Caesars Arena, located in the heart of District Detroit, a vibrant 50-block area full of restaurants, bars, parks, and other destinations. And additionally, fans can visit already inside Little Caesars Arena. To learn more about Detroit, visit horizonleague.com. 1:06 to play, 20 to shoot for Milwaukee.
The Panthers are going to bleed this clock. Sorry about that, Andrew, but they are going to leave the least amount of time possible for the Norse to work with.
Kostowitz spinning into Geis, spun again. She might have got away with a walk there as the layup to go.
But I tell you what, great players will get the benefit of the doubt, and she did there. Now it's a 2-possession game.
51-47, the Norse trail. Mowbray, they get it down low to Coffey. Coffey going to work on Johnson. Coffey gets the roll. Timeout, Northern Kentucky. And enough time on the at 39.6 seconds to go that you can play this possession out if you're the Norse.
Well, first of all, it's a great thing. Both coaches called timeout, but Cameron Whitaker was the one granted because she was down there closer to the ball, because Kyle Recklitz was right here in front of me begging for a timeout and didn't have to use one.
But the ball doesn't advance.
Correct.
Because Milwaukee didn't get the timeout.
Correct.
But again, you're not necessarily worried about that if you're the Panthers, because you're just looking to bleed clock, although that press has given Milwaukee some fits here today.
It definitely did in the first half. Not as much in the second half, and this is where Northern Kentucky has got to dig deep and find a way to turn the ball over and get that ball back.
They are going to, I think they're giving, yeah, they are. So Milwaukee is going to call the timeout anyway. They're going to call the timeout anyway, which does advance the ball right, pretty much right in front of where we are sitting here, courtside. So this is a full timeout. So both teams will get a little extra time to draw something up. And I think Milwaukee recognizing that they can just bleed some clock on this side of the floor too, and you don't get anything for taking the timeouts to the bus, so you might as well use them.
Absolutely, and you got 9.6 seconds is the differential between the timer and the game clock.
Join the uprising and support NKU student athletes by becoming a part of the Go Norse Fund. Any level of support, no matter the size, helps fuel champions every day. For information about how you can support NKU student athletes, log on now to GoNorseFund.com. Here at BB&T Arena, Andrew Kappas alongside Brady Labor. We've had a good one. Just the beginning, though, here tonight. The men will take the floor after this one concludes to take on IUPUI in a Horizon League lid-lifting doubleheader here tonight in Highland Heights.
Yeah, nice crowd here at the BB&T Arena. I'm sure there's a nice crowd down at Dickman Sports Cafe, which is the official watch party destination of Northern Kentucky men's and women's basketball. So a shout out to all those folks. That's a great place to watch a road game if you can't travel with the team.
I'm a little disappointed because I was told that you were going to bring some wings to the arena here, and you are sans wings right now.
The sans wings will happen once we go post-game activity, my friend. You know better than that.
39.6 seconds to go. Milwaukee with the ball. They're trapped right there, and they get a timeout. Because NKU did a great job of trapping Schmelzer right at half court. Again, you get to use that line as an extra defender.
Absolutely. That was not a great entry pass. Pretty much right into a coffin corner because of not only the timeline, but the sideline here right in front of us, plus 2 defenders. That's basically like a 4-person wall, so to speak. And a great call there by Coach Recklitz to call the timeout. And now you got to figure out a different way to inbound this ball. You don't want to go down in the short corner either. Wonder if you'll throw a skip pass maybe to one of the opposite corners or out towards the painted area there outside the 3-point line. It'll be interesting to see how the change of strategy is right. Will trigger it right in front of us.
Now the Norse not showing their hand just yet. They're not going to trap it right away. And they're going to let this possession play out, which I think is the right call in a one-possession game.
And the Norse are in a 2-3 zone right now, which might be surprising to Milwaukee. Now here comes the trap.
Just trying to speed up Milwaukee or get a turnover, one of the two. And they do get that turnover. How about that?
Yep.
The Norse tenacious with their trapping here tonight. Get another turnover, and maybe the biggest of the evening. Timeout, Northern Kentucky.
And Coach Whitaker calls a timeout. Kind of lulled him to sleep there. You know, a lot of times people think, well, you got to play hard, you got to play hard, you got to go 1,000 miles an hour. Not necessarily. You can go slow, and then bam, him in the face, and that's exactly what happened for Northern Kentucky. Once that ball got towards the sideline, that's when the two trappers came in and forced a bad decision.
And we talk about how Cameron Whitaker likes to implement different defensive looks. This is a perfect example. So after the timeout advanced the ball, on the first inbounds pass, Brady, the Norse made no bones about it. They were trapping right away. They trapped right away, right in front of us. That time they backed up. Didn't trap right away. Kind of, as you said, lulled Milwaukee into maybe throwing the ball around, milking the clock, and then boom. The Milwaukee passed up. Granted, they wanted to use more clock, but the turnover because of it.
Yeah, great insight.
No matter where you go, take the Horizon League with you. Find latest scores, stats, standings, and more at horizonleague.com and at Horizon League on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. Now you see that play. They might have had an open layup with Bailey Farley under the basket, but they wanted to use more time. In the Norse, that was a willing gamble they were going to make by bringing so many defenders to that sideline, and it pays off. The ball advances because of the timeout. 19 seconds to go for the Norse to tie or maybe even take the lead. Molly Glick with it. Out to Mowbray. Mowbray just 2 points here tonight. Gets to the basket, almost walked with it, but got it to Coffey instead. 7 to shoot. Three-pointer for Mowbray. Looked on line, bounces out, no good. Loose on the floor. It's going to be a jump ball, but the arrow pointing to Milwaukee.
Yeah, both breaks going there to Milwaukee. Not only getting the loose ball, but with 1.7, the tie-up gives the Panthers possession.
And what also hurt there, Brady, is that ball hit the back iron and it went straight up into the air, and the Norse were just kind of willing it down because the clock ticking away. But Milwaukee inbounds the ball. The foul might have occurred before the clock. We'll see if they enforce it. But either way, the Panthers can put this one on ice.
Yeah, the officials would be running off the floor if they felt like that happened once time expired. So they're going to put few tenths of a second back on the clock and put Milwaukee on the foul line, as they're going to go to the monitor to see exactly where to set the clock. So they're going to need the help of our talented crew inside our production trailer.
Yeah, great crew inside the trailer, also outside of it as well here tonight, spearheaded by Mr. Wes Akers. Andrew Kappas, Brady Labor here courtside. Now the one disappointing thing for the Norse in this regard is I don't think, no matter how much time they put up, Brady, I don't think it's going to be enough for a clean shot for Northern Kentucky. Might only be 2 or maybe 3/10 of a second at most. But we'll have to see. You see right there, it's at .3. Is that where the foul? Doesn't really matter where the foul looks like it occurs. It matters where it's called. He's got his hand up. I think it's about .2 or .3.
Yeah, and either way, what Milwaukee's going to do now, they're going to try. They get 2 shots. They have a 2-point lead, so they're going to try to make the first one. If they do, that's a 3-point lead. And then what you want to do then is miss the second one on purpose. That way Northern Kentucky does not get a clean look at a miracle shot. That would be a miracle shot because it's almost at .3, pretty much going to have to be some sort of a tip-in, even if it's from half court. So we could be delaying the inevitable here, but you've got to go through your due diligence here. Now, if Milwaukee makes both free throws, which I would try to miss that second one regardless.
Even to make it a 4-point game.
Yes, but we will see what they try to do here now. If it's a 4-point game, obviously it'll be null and void, but you got to make that first one to figure out what you do the second one.
Exactly. So they're looking exactly when the foul was called. He's got his arm up, maybe .4. It kind of goes up at .4. The whistle maybe came at .5, but again, it just
it's 94 feet, man.
It just determines where exactly you determine the foul is stopping the clock.
Yeah, 94 feet's a long way to go on a missed shot, if that's where it is, even on a clean look.
And even when it's all said and done, it still could be a 2-possession game at that point anyway, but we'll have to wait and see exactly what happens here. But a great effort by Northern Kentucky that I think they'll be a little bit disappointed. You know, you go into the game and think, as a fan, maybe you'd like to see NKU compete. But then the Norse had a great chance to win the game, up by 15 at one point in the second quarter, up by 9 to start the fourth.
Yeah, and Northern Kentucky missed some free throws late in the game that, you know, leaving that food on the table.
Yeah, so 51-49. They're going to put a little bit of time left on the clock. In fact, it's a little bit more time than I thought they were going to put up. 0.7 seconds is what they are going to put up. And there's going to be some free throws coming up here in just a moment.
The explanation was they're going on the contact, not when he blew the whistle. So that's the difference between the 02, 03, 04 as opposed to the 07 that they are going to put on the clock.
I like that interpretation because the foul occurred when the foul occurred.
Absolutely.
And they say
the human
it
reaction
at
might not be fast enough to raise that hand.
Exactly.
So
when you're talking tenths of a second. So
they're not ready yet. They're trying to give her the ball, and two officials are trying to end this game, and a third one's trying to sort everything out.
She made the free throw, did Bailey Farley,
this
but she'll have to do it again.
Tried to say, hey, listen, don't, not yet, and the other two just kind of ignored
it. Did not see him.
So now I don't know what.
I'm not sure what's being.
What more they're looking for.
Not sure what's being discussed. We'll try to sort it out for you. But Bailey Farley, the clear free throw shooter. Coffey, who fouled her. Looks like it's going to be 0.7 seconds left in this ball game. I think that's what they were looking at as to who the foul was on. They all, in the commotion of it, forgot who had committed the foul. So Coffey committed the foul. Well, maybe that's what they're talking about. Now they're discussing it over here.
A lot of jurisprudence going on here at the end of this one, Andrew.
Now Farley, who's already made one free throw, but it did not count, will shoot here. She's the third leading scorer for the Panthers and makes technically the first one. Yeah, ignore that other one. Just under 70% from the free throw line. So 52-49. Second free throw, no good. Molly Glick, a baseball heave at the buzzer, no good.
Kosowitz got a hand on, by the way.
Milwaukee able to hang on here late after being down 15. They come from behind to beat the Norse 52-49. That does it for us here from BB&T Arena. For our outstanding crew inside the truck, spearheaded by Mr. Wes Akers, and my partner sitting to my right, Mr. Brady Labor, I'm Andrew Kappas saying so long and thanks for watching. And remember, you can watch this game on replay as well as the other outstanding games on our family of ESPN networks. Log on